Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Glmr. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Taking a look at the daily chart, we can see we had a full retracement back to our September 2023 lows, and even below that we're now retesting that level as resistance. As you can see, we broke below 16 cents and we're back testing that as resistance. So what is ahead of us is or I should say below us, is the 1.272 retracement level on the Fibonacci, and we have set this up from the top in March down to the bottom back in September 2023. So we had a move to the upside and a full retracement, and now we're losing this support level. Therefore, we're going to be targeting more levels to the downside. Now, I would probably say we have to wait for a candle closure on the weekly before we make any judgments on whether we fully broke below this level or not. We'll take a look at the weekly chart in just a bit. But from what we can see on the daily, this is a pretty strong downtrend here. From the top, we have corrected 82%. That is quite significant. If we measure the move from January 2022 to the bull market bottom, that was a 99% retracement. Then from September 2023, we went up approximately 350%. And since March, we've essentially destroyed that entire growth, right? We've went down and we've retraced back to the exact same spot we were sitting at in September. Now, is this a good buying opportunity? In my opinion, it is, especially if your average price is somewhere above like 50 cents. This is a very good opportunity for you to bring down that average price. And if you're still bullish on the project, you're bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem in general, then you shouldn't be worried about buying lower prices. On the contrary, that should be a good thing because you're buying more coins for less money. So that's pretty much it for the daily chart. There's not a lot to cover here. We had a fake out above the August 2022 high, or actually no, this was the February high from 2023. And then we have our major level at 87.5 cents. That is from August 2022. So these two are very important points for us to break. We had a fake out above the February top multiple times here, but we couldn't solidify above it. We ended up crashing below. We lost all of the support levels and we're back to square one with Glmr. So what is the expectation here? Well, if the markets continue to dump, obviously Glmr will dump with the markets. Make no mistake about that. So have those buy limit orders set up to go, because if you're asleep, if you're at work, if you're in a plane, you're not going to be able to see the crash while you're, for example, in a plane because you have no internet unless you buy the Wi-Fi package there. So if you have these limit orders set up in advance, then once the price dips, they should automatically fill. Of course, make sure not to have any round numbers in your limit orders, because that way, if a lot of people are piling in on 10 cents exactly, you could just set your buy limit orders at 0.1072, for example, or 75, and so on. Don't have any round numbers. Of course, that's not financial advice. Now, let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. Okay, now what we can see here is pretty much the same scenario that we just saw on the daily. but you can see the candle still hasn't fully closed. So as long as we close somewhere in this blue block between 18 cents and 16.5 cents, then we should be good for continuation. Then this all could be a very, very nice double bottom pattern. And from there, we could be looking at a break to the upside. I did give you this support block from before. We had this set up based on these touches from 2023 in October and September. If you bought in right now, good for you. These are good buying prices in my opinion. I own GLMR, full disclosure. I have GLMR in my portfolio, so I'm not being biased here. The chart doesn't look great because we haven't broken above any significant resistance level. So the first one, really the first major one, when we start shifting and reversing the trend, would be 79 or 80 cents on the dot. But of course, for that, we'll have to get past this high and this high over here. So these are the first points of contact for us to break through, and then the major one would be 80 cents. And then once we do that, then we're officially out of the bear market for GLMR, and we can start looking at some targets to the upside, like $3, $2, and so on and so forth, and maybe even $5 by the end of the bull market. But we don't want to, set these targets just because we're biased or just because that would be nice. It definitely would be nice, but we want to be conservative. We want to understand that the charts are not showing us any good signs. For example, if we continue dropping here and we get to our Fibonacci retracement targets, then it might take a while for us to start recovering for GLMR. Like if we drop down to 11.5 cents to the 1.272, we might hover down here and we might consolidate in this level, creating another support level here, and from there we'll start a move to the upside. So as of right now, we're printing new bear market lows for GLMR. That's the situation, unfortunately, for the project. I know a lot of you are very bullish on it, and this doesn't mean that it's the end for the project or anything like that. This just means that it's going to take longer for it to recover, which is fine. Not every project is going to play out perfectly. Not every chart is going to play out perfectly, so you have to understand that before you invest, and you have to pick your projects carefully. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Let me know what are your average buying prices for GLMR. Let me know if you're picking up more tokens during this correction. We can see the stochastic and the RSI are sitting very low, back to their 2023 values here from September, and in my opinion, this only confirms that this is a good buying opportunity. Of course, don't go all in. We could always drop even lower. There could always be a second and a third bottom. So always have dry powder on the side. Thank you all for watching once again. Stay safe and take care.